Hi, everybody. Welcome into Scoop City. I'm the athletic senior NFL insider, Dianna Russini. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the latest scoop. Our Scoop City Best of series from season 1 continues with some names you never leave out of your fantasy starting lineup. When the ball is in their hands, good things happen when we know it. We caught up with them. Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson, Browns tight end David Njoku, Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir, and Bengals running back Chase Brown to talk about breakout potential, evolving roles, and how they're preparing to take the next step in their careers. Here's a look back as we shine a spotlight on some of the most exciting offensive talent in the game. Justin Jefferson joined the show. Justin, I've been trying to get an interview with you for years. I've been running after you and I can't catch you, but I think I got you.
We finally made it.
We got you here. So I appreciate you so much for joining the show. It's been a pretty eventful few months for the Vikings, and you just found out that your rookie quarterback is going to be out for the year. Just for the small amount of time that you were around him, what'd you see from him?
He's a guy that he's a sponge that wants to grab all of the information that he can. Always asking questions on how to become that top-tier quarterback. Just trying to learn the offense as a whole. Of course, I told him, coming in as a rookie, he has to have that confidence. He has to carry himself with that confidence every time he's on that field. So it was great working with him the time that we worked with each other. But he's going to be in that building around us all year. So still going to be chopping it up with him, trying to teach him different things that he needs to learn to become a top-tier quarterback in this league. And of course, he has a year to really watch and learn and really figure out how he's going to become that quarterback for us.
Coach told me he's got an arm. He's like, that's the thing.
He has an arm for sure.
So you're the one experiencing it because you're catching it. Did that surprise you? Just like how good Sam Darnold's arm is?
Oh yes. Very surprising. It is my first time really being around Sam and having him throw to me. So to see the balls that he throws, especially the go balls, the deep balls that he throws, it was right in the hands and it feels like a soft pillow. So he's been doing a great job just trying to learn and try to build that chemistry with the whole team.
Yeah, you've had personally for you just an incredible few months, just being able to reset the market at the receiver position. And the moment you found out that this was going to happen, because look, there was no argument to be had. The Vikings wanted you. They were going to do what it took. But to know that the reality of it, this is it. This is the check. This is what it looks like. This is how much money I'm going to be making for you. What was that moment like?
It was definitely a big moment for me and my family to finally, just have the contract done and, just get to move on and think about what's next for the future, but the money wasn't a big thing for me. I was more focused on my play on the field and how I can get to the Super Bowl. That was my main objective. I didn't really worry about the money too much. I knew that the money was going to come when it comes, but I'm glad that it's done and I don't have to answer any more questions on it.
I know. It's funny you say that, right? Because that's what happens. And you use the word distractions. We always hear, oh, it's such a distraction. Well, it's a distraction for the person that's going through it, right? Because it's exhausting to answer the questions. What's up with your contract? What's up with your contract?
Exactly.
We're seeing CeeDee Lamb right now. We're seeing Jamar Chase, guys that I know you want to see get paid, and yet you're the one. You're the trailblazer. You're the one who threw it in the sand here, saying like, this is what your receivers are worth, and I'm going to make the top dollar. And these guys are all trying to chase it right now. What's that like to know that you were the one that reset this thing?
Feels great. It feels great for sure to be the reigning leader.
What's your advice for these guys that are like even Brandon Ayuk, like guys that are just waiting to get these deals done? Yeah. What is that like as a player going through it?
I would just say, don't let it distract you from, what you're good at, which is, playing football. I always played football. I didn't really sit out. I didn't really, get on social media and talk about the contracts talks or any of that. I just let, all of the rumors be rumors, not really, clarifying on anything. Just, letting my agent and the Vikings do all the talking, and I'm sitting there and saying what I like, what I don't like, and what we should move on and do. But just keep the outside people out, and just worry about what you got to do on that field. Just keeping that clear head and just going out there and just ball and just let that contract, do all of the talking for itself.
Yeah, it's still so hard. And I will say, like, your team and your agency and even the Minnesota Vikings, you guys did such a good job of keeping, as somebody that digs to get stories, you kept me out a lot. I got nothing. I just knew you wanted to.
That was the plan.
I know. So plan executed, touchdown. So the one thing I've noticed about you, though, even when you're going through the contract and then when we saw you on the Netflix series, family's so important to you. And it's not just, oh, here's a guy that just appreciates his family. You are a superstar, the best at his position, and yet your mom and dad are the center of your world. And you make it very known.
For sure.
What is it about your parents that you have this absolute loyalty to at this point in your life?
Yeah, I mean, just for them to have to raise 3 boys that plays nothing but sports and want to be active, and we're all different in our own way, but to be 2 parents that's just devoted to supporting their kids and teaching us how to be humble, how to take care of ourselves, how to be young men at the time, so it's definitely kudos to them for installing what we needs to be as men in our head at a very young age. And just always having that love for one another. Each one of us are very close still, even when we're in different parts of the country. So it's always, family first with us. We're always together supporting one another. So, whenever I get that deal or something else happens with our family, we all celebrate as one.
Does she have diamonds as big as the ones you have in your ears? That's what I want to know.
Not as big. She don't even like these. She don't even like these.
They're big. How many carats are those?
I want to say 3.5 in each.
3.5 in each. You bought those yourself?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course,
yeah. Well, I think Mama
I'm a jewelry person. So
I've heard.
I like having my jewelry, my drip down.
Yeah. Why? What does that make you? Because I know you have this alter ego, right? You got Jet. You got Justin, you turn this thing on. You're like Beyonce, she's got that thing, right? I think it's Sasha, right? And so when she performs, she does this whole thing, and you're the same way.
For sure.
Why do you feel like you have to have 2?
Because you can't have the same.
You can't be moving at that pace with that tenacity.
No, you gotta have to have that switch. You gotta have that downtime where you chilling to yourself. You're not that rowdy, energetic person. You're more in a closed space and to yourself and just relaxing. Whenever you turn it on, that's when you put it on jets, and that's when you put on a whole different mood. You have a whole different mindset. You're trying to go out there and kill it. Yep. So that's the type of mood you got to be in. You got to have 2 different sides of it for sure.
That was something your teammates all shared with me, because I was like, hey, I'm just trying to get some dirt on you. I'm like, come on, give me something on Justin. Give me something. They're like, he likes to be alone a lot. I'm like, oh, all right. So is Justin Jefferson just kind of a homebody?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, and Jets, he's like, let's go.
100%. I like playing a video game, boy, being in my own space. Listening to music, talking to my friends and playing a game and relaxing. When I'm around all of this, it's a lot sometimes. So, dealing with fans and, just dealing with football, it's a lot to deal with sometimes. So whenever I'm at home, I just be to myself, play my video game and relax.
People love the griddy so much, and I do too, and I love seeing little boys and little girls' faces when they see you. It's so cool. Do you like them? You make their day.
Oh, it's
but
one of the greatest
But at some point
feelings.
here, though, Justin, are we going to evolve? Are we going to do a new one?
Like, for sure. We're definitely.
Are we working on something?
We're looking on, trying to do different dance moves and implement my teammates a little more. But I feel like the griddy will always be there.
The griddy, yeah, it's the original.
100%.
It's like the Britney Spears of pop music. Like there's no one replacing it, right?
Exactly. The griddy will always be a part of me. Every time I see a kid, they want a griddy. So I feel like that's something that will always stick around with me.
Well, I think with the way TikTok is right now and all the dancing, look, I will send you a few that I would try to do. And listen, I will never put it out there because, man, some people, you can move, but there are people out there, I don't know if they have jobs because they must be just working this thing out.
For sure, all day, every day.
All day long. Our final last question, just trying to get the scoop on what do you drive?
I drive a Maybach Mercedes. I just got it last year, so Yeah, it's one of my babies right now. I'm trying to get like a more car that I can, go around with.
And not have a lot of attention, you mean?
Yeah,
like,
so.
Like a minivan or just
No,
more like
we ain't going that far. We ain't going minivan, but you know what I'm saying? Just
maybe something that will blend a little bit.
Yeah,
more average guy.
Yeah. So I ain't got to drive the Maybach all the time.
Yeah.
I just riding the slider. We call it the slider.
The slider.
All right, we are here with Cleveland Browns tight end David Njoku. David, this is the first time I think I've ever interviewed you, and you're wearing a shirt. Why today?
I've been getting a lot of crazy DMs lately, so I wanted to just kind of keep it a bit censored today.
Yeah, the DMs can be really aggressive. I deal with them as well. Most people want to talk about my feet, though, so I'm sure that's not what they want to talk about with you. Usually they want to hang out. No?
Why is it your feet?
I don't know. There's a really big foot demographic out there that I've learned about over the last few years, where there's a world of people, captained by Rex Ryan, perhaps, who just enjoy feet. Now, here's the thing: you're not just any regular football player, not just any regular human being. Back in Nigeria, you're actually, is it technically royalty? How would you describe what you are? What is your true title?
My title is chief. So. I mean, yes, I guess you can say so. It's more so just, a bigger responsibility of making sure my people back there are doing okay, and that responsibility I kind of placed on myself before even becoming a chief, just because I wanted to give back to my people, give them fresh water, food, resources. So, yeah, it just happened to work out.
What a amazing title to have, and a responsibility that comes with that when you have been around the people. How do they behave around you? Is there a way they have to show respect to the chief?
During my chieftaincy, all the females would bow, and initially it was kind of hard to seriously pay back respect, because you see people bowing as kind of like a not normal gesture, especially here in America, So it took me some time to really allow myself to really just reciprocate the respect on a serious manner.
Yeah, and this is all because of your family and who they are back in Nigeria. You're one of 9. Do you stay in touch with every single sibling of yours?
I try to, but it's a lot, and then I have cousins, I have uncles, aunts, it's grandmas, what I mean? So it's not easy to keep in touch with everybody.
Do you feel like you could rattle off all your siblings' names in 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Go.
Innocent, Chelsea, Lisa, Faith, Gladys, Happiness, David, Evidence, Charles.
And you're the 7th, correct?
I'm the 7th.
What do you think the advantage of being 7th in such a long line of siblings?
I mean, lucky number 7 initially, but I don't see it really as an advantage. I'm here to do whatever I can to help my family and vice versa. So it's not really a competition in that aspect. More so just on a competing platform, say playing a sport together or whatever.
Yeah. So as if you needed any more things to make you different, right? Because you certainly stand out on this team, not only just by your sheer presence and your ability, but you also went through a really strange, peculiar accident before that game against the Seahawks last year. Most people know the story now that you were hanging out around a bonfire. Pick it up from there. What then happened that you dealt with burns?
Yeah, so normally I do like a little, meditation routine by a bonfire in my backyard. Long story short, ran out of my normal lighter fluid, used a different one, and it blew up in my face. Now, mind you, my eyes were wide open when the whole thing happened, so I should be blind right now, but luckily God is great. It was kind of not exhilarating, but it was a rush, that fight or flight moment came up, and yeah.
And you wound up playing. You powered through, and you obviously came back in the season, and you showed up with the mask, and you leaned into the situation, deciding to wear that mask. Did you come up with that?
Yeah, everyone thought I personally got it made, from a different country or whatever, but I just DoorDashed it from Party City.
You were just ready for Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, but with that being said, every time I took the mask off, parts of my skin on my face would come off with it. So
it was real.
Very limited times I could put it on and take it off.
Yeah. We just ripped through like a million different storylines about who you are, but I need to talk to you just about this Cleveland Browns team right now on offense. Just the type of offense this team is trying to get to. What are the Cleveland Browns going to look like, especially with Kevin Stefanski having, full control over what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, we just work hard every day to really identify ourselves, you know what I'm saying, come up with our true identity. You know, we have a bunch of talents that we can do when it comes to running the ball, throwing the ball, running, you know, routes. You know, everyone has their own talent, and then we collectively have a great talent. But we're still figuring out our identity as a whole.
Where do you think Deshaun fits in terms of his professional career right now? Where is he at? Have you seen any difference in him, good, bad? Have you seen change in Deshaun this season?
I mean, you know, honestly, I think I see Deshaun as a very elite quarterback. You feel me? I feel like people don't know just how good he is until we show exactly how good he is, and he will do just that. And I can't wait for that to happen because a lot of people are overlooking him, and I see him every day working hard, and I see the elite status that he can be, and it's just very exciting.
Former Tennessee Titans head coach Mike Vrabel's been working with you one-on-one. You know, what is Mike like? I think people have their thought of what he's like, but now that you've gotten to know him a little bit, what's something about him that maybe we'd be surprised to learn about Mike Vrabel?
Man, that's my guy, man. He's a real character. And people say I'm a character too, so our characters kind of, you know, blend together, and it creates a monster, you know? It's crazy. But he's a very, very dope guy, very down-to-earth man. And yeah, I just love working with him every day.
I know you're learning football details from him and learning how to get better at the position through his perspective from a defensive player, even though he did play the position in New England. In terms of what you're learning from him outside of football, is there anything? Because I know he's a really, really good trash talker.
I think I'm a pretty good trash talker myself.
Keep up with him?
I mean, we go back and forth, so
He doesn't stop.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. He does not stop unless you hit him, you know, below the belt. Otherwise, he doesn't stop.
What would be an example of a below the belt thing that you could say?
Me personally, I can neither confirm nor deny that I do that. It's just more so if you do that, then things get a bit more physical than verbal.
All right, tight end position in general. People have asked you this before about what makes a great tight end. Do you think you have all the traits of a great tight end? Is there something that you wish you just had a little bit more of?
I don't really rank myself, you know, as whatever. I let the people do that, you know what I mean? The people, the fans, I let them rate whoever they want to rate. And I just focus on what I got to do to be better every day.
So there were some reports out there that Amari Cooper perhaps was part of a trade package if the Cleveland Browns were going to go get Brandon Ayuk from the San Francisco 49ers. It doesn't appear that that's going to happen. By any chance, you, as a player, when you hear about that, do you feel the need to talk to your friend, your teammate about when their name is possibly involved in a trade? How do you handle that personally?
I actually didn't even hear about that, so this is the first time I'm hearing.
Scoop City.
Yeah.
That's the podcast name.
Got the Jews. No, but if I were to hear about it, I would definitely reach out to him, just see where his head's at. I'm sure that, you know, I mean, this is a business, but at the end of the day, we build these relationships. You know, these are our brothers, and I'm sure I'm brothers to them as well. So just being there for whoever needs that person to be there for them during those moments.
All right, well, I mentioned this is called Scoop City. Can you give me any scoop right now on the Cleveland Browns? It could be gigantic that I'm going to go tweet it right now, or it could be something small that maybe we don't know that we want to know about the Cleveland Browns.
A scoop? I'd say one of the scoops is I hate cottage cheese.
Oh, so do I.
Hate it.
Why do people like it so much?
I don't know. It tastes bad.
They eat it for breakfast. They put fruit on it. They put eggs on it. Have you?
I don't get it.
That's a good scoop. Thanks so much for joining the show. One more thing before I let you go. What's the scoop on your car? What do you drive?
I have a few. Which one?
Wow. What's your favorite one?
I'd say probably my Apocalypse right now. I just got it. It's a 6x6, like a fully souped up Jeep, bulletproof. Pretty cool.
What color?
Lime green.
Lime green. Why'd you pick lime green?
I mean, it kind of represents Nigeria for me, so thought it was cool.
Brighter than ever, just like you, my friend.
Chase, I know you guys have been battling here in the second half of the season. You just walked out of a team meeting. What's the vibe right now around the Bengals, knowing that the percentages of you guys getting in are really low, but heck, you never know.
I mean, we're just taking it one game at a time. We're not looking too far ahead. Just focus on the controllables. And this week it's Cleveland, but reflecting on last game today, there's a lot of things that we could have been better at. So learning from that and just taking it into this week.
Yeah, even when things are going well, I feel like you guys are always still trying to get better. It's still just not good enough. But what is good enough is your quarterback and just the way
enough.
He's playing.
Way more than good enough. He's really good.
Chase, it's ridiculous, right? Because, you look at the struggles you guys have been through, right? And anyone who's watching, you don't even have to be an expert, can see that the defense is having a tough time for a lot of different reasons, right? And you have this offense made up with you part of it, just dragging this team and just trying to get them across the line here to get some wins. Just from what you're seeing from Joe, though, just watching him put on this really just a show. What's this like playing with him for you?
Yeah, I'm actually learning a lot, just kind of observing him from a distance a little bit. He's so poised in the way that he handles himself and the way that he prepares. It's different than anybody else I've ever been around. So he's a cool person to be around. Then when you see him do all this crazy stuff on the field, it's like, wow. But at the same time, like he practices all those situations. Like he's not just practicing his normal 5-step drop and trying to get the timing down. He's doing that, and then he's working scramble drill and practice every single day. So when those situations happen in the game, it's like, oh yeah, we've already been doing this. Like, this is easy.
Well, everyone has their opinion, and Joe Burrow has his opinion of you. He said, I think Chase Brown has played a really big role. Whenever he gets the ball in his hands, he makes somebody miss, creates an explosive play. He's been unbelievable over the last 6 games, and you have been. And you've been one of the most productive running backs in the entire NFL. What do you think is switching for you? Like, what happened over the last few weeks?
Yeah, I'm just getting more comfortable, and it's showing up on game day. So I'm just going to keep on getting better. Keep on building chemistry with the O-line, with Joe and, my teammates. And, I think my ceiling is extremely high, and, I feel like I'm barely scratching the surface of, what I can achieve in the near future.
You have a brother who plays for the Eagles. What a crazy... What are the chances of this all happening, right? You guys are from Canada. You both make it to the NFL. In terms of just like your communication with your brother in season, how often are you talking to him?
I talk to him every day. And like anytime there's like an issue or something that I need to vent about, or that he needs to vent about, like he's the first person I call. Yeah. And just having like, him to lean back on sometimes, and just, him be an ear that I can always vent to is like, it's awesome. But then, also seeing him do his thing in the NFL, and he's had a rough year, man. Like this year, he's coming off an ACL injury. He just got his meniscus repaired, and then to follow that up with a concussion last game, it's just crazy. So I feel horrible for him, and in that way. But that dude's a fighter, so I'm excited to see what he's gonna do this year.
Is it different with how you approach a teammate compared to the way you approach your twin brother when they're going through challenges like that? Like, do you feel like you carry a lot of that because he's your brother?
No, I never feel like I have to carry anything for him. I mean, he's just somebody that I can lean on, and I'm somebody that he can lean on. And like any of that baggage, it's not really baggage. It's just like, that's my guy. And, if he needs somebody to talk to, I'm always there. So that's just kind of how it is.
I think it's funny because you have such a calm vibe about you, which I know that's not how you play.
Yeah.
And you obviously had the guts to jump into the Salvation Army kettle
bucket
in Dallas. No. I know you've talked about it so.
But yeah, I'm appealing it tomorrow. So.
Yeah,
I am.
We're allowed to talk about it.
Just like, I would rather like donate. Like, let's like cut it in half and let me just donate it to Salvation Army. You know what I mean? Like,
I know that's what it should be.
That's what I would rather do. Like, and there's four empty Salvation Army buckets in there. In a stadium where guys are scoring touchdowns and trying to have a lot of fun, like, you know what I mean? And with this day and age, like, celebrations are kind of like a thing. So I mean, you're gonna leave four. They're in every corner. There's 4 of them. Like, it's bait.
You're asking for it. It should be easy.
We're getting set up. Yeah.
All right, let's do this then. We'll put out and release a clip tomorrow of our interview, and we'll say, if you want to donate to the Salvation Army, we'll put a link.
Yeah,
So that way it's at least we're giving back
let's
here.
Do that. I'll
right.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
All right, I'll tag you tomorrow.
I'll definitely
together, Scoop City, Chase Brown, and the Bengals
Yes.
will donate some money this time of year when we should be doing that anyway, because we're all pretty
course,
lucky, right?
yeah.
So we talked about the twin thing. You know how twins have like the weird, like you can feel things, you can see things of each other. Have you ever had an experience with your brother where you're like, okay, that was a twin thing? Like
last year.
Oh,
Yes, last year after we just finished up, it was week 18. So, I mean, we kind of knew, well, anyways, that's besides the point. We just played the Browns, and, I'm going home. My family's there. My girlfriend's there, but I'm like I'm just, like, not in a good mood for some reason. Like, I don't know why. I'm like, I just want to go home and watch Sid play. That's all I want to do. I just want to go home, watch Sid play, and just chill. I get home. As I'm, like, walking to the door, I get a call from David, and he's like, dude, your brother just tore his ACL, like, this, that, the third, doesn't look good. 2 seconds later, my brother calls, and it's just like, I feel like just that right there was like, whoa, like, I could, like, feel that, like, something happened. I might have not have been able to, but I was in a weird mood, and maybe it was just a weird coincidence, but I timed up perfectly.
there was some spidey sense, I think, that you knew something was off.
I knew, but I didn't know, and it just, like, that's just crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah.
All right, finally, before I let you go here, right? Like, it's obvious you guys want this. You're not giving up hope. You're holding on to those low percentage numbers, but not caring, because you know if you just try to win, maybe a little luck will fall your way. What is the one thing that at least Bengals fans can have hope in as this season wraps up? What are you telling them? Like, this is why you should believe in us. Why?
I mean, the last 2 games, 2 wins in a row, right? 2 wins in a row. And, we're just going to keep stacking them, and that's what we're focused on right now. And, if that's not enough to believe in, then, believe in us when, when we win 3 games in a row. And, if that's not enough, believe in us when we win 4 in a row. And, the playoff chances are, in our favor. So we're just going to keep on focusing on it 1 week at a time, control the controllables, and, reflect on this regular season after that Steelers game at the end of the year.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, look, I hope a little bit of luck falls your way. I hope a little bit of cash falls in the kettlebell.
Yeah.
I hope we can raise some money, give some back, and I hope they let you off the hook on this.
Yeah.
They were tempting you. I stand behind you.
Exactly. I was baited in there. There's 4 of them. If it's a finable offense, fill something up or put a lid on it. You know what I mean?
Put a lid on it.
Put a lid on
it. That is going to be our official statement to the league. Put a lid on it.
Put a lid on it.
Chase, thank you so much. We appreciate you opening up, talking to us. Good luck to you. Good luck to your brother. I hope you guys are all in the playoffs, and hopefully we get to see you soon. So thanks for hanging out with us on Scoop City. Welcome back into Scoop City. Joining us now, Bills wide receiver Khalil Shakir, who's been an absolute stud this season for the Buffalo Bills. And we got to tell you, we were hard on you guys this summer. We're like, what is this offense going to be? Josh Allen is in so much trouble. Who are these guys? Voila, it's you. So what do you think has been going well for this offense for you guys to really change the narrative that it's not just Josh Allen, it's all you guys?
Yeah, I think a lot of it does run through Josh Allen, and he's somebody that, obviously we had a lot of new faces going into OTAs. But we took the time to make sure that, we spent time together, learning the playbook, hanging out outside of ball to build, that team chemistry, because we believe that carries over a lot to how you play for each other on the field. So we put an emphasis on that type of stuff. And to get to that point now, we're still doing those things, still hanging out, still getting to work before, during, after practice, all the extra reps we can get. But I think it's just the how serious we took getting to know each and everybody that was new on the team. As like I said, there was a lot of new faces that pays off now with I think you guys see it, we're having fun out there. It's been everybody's smiling, everybody's having a great time, and everybody's really gotten to know each other. And when you care about your brother to your right and your left, off the field, it makes you want to play that much harder for them on the field.
So when you guys fired Ken Dorsey last year and went to Joe Brady calling plays. I saw a completely different shift in your identity on offense. Last year it was running the football, and this year it's continually to run the football. You guys are running it the 10th most out of all the teams, but Josh Allen yet is having this insane year. Talk to me a little bit about the relationship between Joe Brady and you guys and Josh Allen and how that sort of has literally 180'd from Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, I mean, I love Dorsey. It's the nature of this business, right? But man, Joe is a true player coach, like hears us out, makes everybody feel like everybody know that they can, with whatever issues or questions, go into his office and talk to him and have a detailed conversation about whatever. He cares about us, not only on the field, but off the field as well. So I think, when you have a coach and a staff that really cares for players and their families and all that stuff off the field. Like I said, it's kind of the same thing with, us getting to know each other and our team chemistry. Like, it makes you want to play that much harder for that guy, So I think he put an emphasis on, like, getting to know everybody. And I feel like that's why there's kind of like a shift in just like how we played for each other and for him. So yeah, I believe it has a lot to do with just all of us connecting so well.
He had this, Joe Brady had this theme, this idea of everybody eats. And we all know what that means. That means everyone's going to get a hand on the ball. Everyone's going to be part of this offense. Yeah. I didn't know that would mean not only is everyone going to be able to touch the ball, but they're going to have a choice. We saw you mic'd up last week, and we saw Josh basically give you the option. Yeah. You want to run this thing? You want to catch this thing? I mean, what does that tell you about where you guys are at, that you're going through options?
I think it's just trust. Like, it's just, again, a lot of work that was put in from the start till now to get to that point. Obviously going out there and executing every single play, being in the right spot at the right time, leading up into that moment, all those little things, the details within a play, the routes, your yardage in the route, like just doing that over time and building that trust. I mean, that specific play, like, we went back and forth on pitch, handoff, and like, okay, is there any pros? What's the pros to handing it off, and what can the cons be for pitching it? Like, it's such like a tight area back there to where, like, the ball's in the air, you got to grab it and go. And obviously reading the kick out block. But at the end of the day, I mean, he asked me, and my preference was, of course, I'd want a receiving touchdown.
No doubt.
Like over
Come
the
on,
rushing.
dog. Yeah.
So I mean, it worked out. It was great. But like I said, I think it's just a lot of trust.
Look, I've played for 14 years in this league as quarterback and been a part of different locker rooms, been with Hall of Fame quarterbacks. And sometimes it's crazy to think about how you start the year, because you were the only receiver coming back this year that had caught a pass from Josh Allen. And sometimes as offenses, it takes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks to get going. When did you realize that, hey, this can be a really special group? And what was the turning point in the offense from like, hey, we got to get some game reps together, to now we've back-to-back weeks of 40 and Josh Allen's a clear MVP frontrunner?
Yeah, I think we knew how special, the group could be just starting in the offseason. I know we went to we all got together during the offseason and went through down in Nashville. And, everybody was there. Everybody showed up. And, I mean, everybody just showing up, that right there means a lot as well. During offseason time where, guys spend time with their families and all that type of stuff, to show up to that, that means a lot. That's a step in the right direction. So, everybody showed up to that. And just how well we connected when we started to prepare, and how fast, like, we were connecting as well. Like, everything just kind of gelled together pretty smooth, So, and that kind of carried on into training camp, and everybody got a whole bunch of reps at every other different thing, just to find out, like, hey, what are they good at? What is he good at? And the different things like that. And no one took it to heart where it was like, well, why is he getting more reps than me right now? Like, all of us were like, no, we need to make sure that everybody gets, the reps with Josh, and so that come season, we're still not trying to figure it out. So I feel like the rotation as well during the OTAs in the training camp, like, that played a huge role in that as well. And then once, the season started, in my eyes, Josh has always been the best player in the league. Like, when you got somebody like 17, man, he's different, and he has the ability to make something happen on every given play. Even if there is a mistake or something happens, like he's gonna make it work. So
No doubt.
when you have a quarterback like that and guys noticing that he was like that, like all the new guys coming in, it made them want to play even harder and make that connection even faster as well. So it all kind of worked out that way.
Khalil, you guys obviously have played a lot of really good teams this year, and I know I'm probably not privy or cool enough to ever be like on a group chat of yours with some of your teammates or even some of your friends in the NFL, but you're supposed to say, actually, Di, you can join, but that's okay.
No,
we'll
that's
pass
not
it. We'll pass it.
Keep it.
For
No.
sure.
Tell her she's not.
You know what?
No, let me in. I'm good. I'm
slip that in there. I didn't.
I'm a great texter.
No.
I'm hot on the voice notes lately, though. But that being said, is there a defender this year that you went up against that, like, you prepared hard for them, but then when you played against him, you're like, man, this guy is maybe even better than I thought he was, and he's like a guy that probably deserves some props. Is there anyone that you faced this year that maybe shocked you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I've always kind of looked at it like, I prepare like I'm going against the best DB in the league every week. I think that's just kind of the moment you start to maybe think, oh, maybe he's not that good. They come out and bad things happen. So, but somebody that's just a dog and always been a dog is McDuffie over at KC.
Yeah,
I mean that's a tough one to go against. He's really really good. But yeah, man, I would say he definitely, at least from me, and he plays nickel outside. Like his versatility as well is pretty crazy. So I would definitely say he's a dog for sure.
Well, we've talked enough about Josh and about defenders. Talk about yourself for a little bit, because you're second in the NFL right now in yards after the catch. And what has changed for you in your game this year? Like knowing you are going to be the leader of that receiver room, right? Obviously, Coop comes in halfway through the year, but you were the only guy coming back that caught a pass. Talk about your game and just how it's from even your rookie year to now, and how much trust Josh has gotten in you those last 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to say my game is pretty simple, or at least I try to keep things simple. I always say I'm pretty boring when it comes to just like how I handle things. Like I'm a very routine guy. Like I'm never gonna sit here and I guess my preparation throughout the week is I'm not gonna change anything. Like for me, it's always been the same. Show up. And the main thing I always tell myself too is just being present in the moment. Like I try not to look. It's Monday. I'm not trying to think about Sunday, as weird as that sounds. I'm not thinking about the game yet, I'll think about the game when it's Sunday, So today was our Thursday practice, and literally all I try to put my focus on is running our plays today and putting one foot in front of the other. And that's kind of the approach that I've kind of taken in the preparation as well. Like since I've got here and building that trust with Josh, it's just been trying to be in the right spot at the right time, being where my feet are at. And he wants me to run an out route here. Okay, run the out route, at 10 yards, exactly how we're supposed to run it, So I think it was just a lot of that, it wasn't like I was trying to do anything extra to make him notice when I was a rookie or anything like that. Like I would just put my head down and grind. And like I said, just take one step at a time.
But awesome perspective.
Yeah, truly.
So Chase lives in San Diego right now. He's from Texas, but he lives in San Diego.
75 and sunny right now, boys.
And I know you're a Cali guy, and I think you two are soft people.
Come on.
So
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
How have you adjusted to Buffalo? I mean, truthfully, like snow stinks.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say. I would say this, that right when it starts to fall, like it didn't start snowing here till end of November. So really only a couple weeks ago. When it first starts to fall, it's fun. Like it's not that bad. And honestly, the San Francisco game playing when we had lake effect snow and it was bad. That it wasn't even cold. Like as crazy as that sounds, it gets cold here when the wind is blowing, and the wind wasn't blowing that much that night. So it was really just snow falling. So it's not that bad. Like I played 4 years at Boise State, and it got pretty cold there. And in the coldest game that I ever played and wasn't even here, it was my rookie year in Chicago. It was like the wind was going and it was like negative something because the wind chill. And that was the only time in the past like 7, 8 years that I've worn a long sleeve in a game. Like I won't do it. But that one I had to. It was super cold there.
Speaking Speaking of Boise, though, and cold, like, dude, Boise State, let's freaking go. You got Ashton Jeanty, who I thought should have won the Heisman with he's about to break Barry's all-time record. Yeah. They play the winner of SMU Penn State December 31st. One, who would you rather see? And two, are you going to go because it's on a Tuesday? It's your off day.
That is true. I didn't even think about that.
Get that PJ.
Again,
tell Josh, fire
He's
it up.
He's only thinking about Tuesdays, so Tuesdays are off.
Tell
so
Josh, fire it up.
I'll give you this answer. Again, I believe I live a pretty boring life, so no, I probably won't be going, even though it's on a Tuesday. I also don't like to travel too much during the season. But Boise State, I mean, insane, right? Just an insane run. Ashton, obviously, I mean, Travis Hunter earned it, but again, I do think that Ashton should have won it. I think he's 130 yards away from breaking that record.
Yeah,
so
he's gonna break it.
He's right there. Yeah, he's gonna break it for sure. SMU, Penn State, I haven't really watched much of them.
Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, whoever they have the bye week, so hopefully they prepare well enough for both to kind of get a jump start on that. But they will. Their head coach is amazing, Spencer Danielson. That's my guy right there. So they'll be ready to go.
You're still locked in, no distractions, but you guys did have that nice bye week, and your QB made a big commitment in life, getting down on one knee and getting engaged.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts about how he did it, and what's some advice here that you have for a guy that's now going to enter a whole new world, a whole new chapter in his life of marriage, Josh Allen?
He's got it. He's ready to go. He showed me, I think it was that after the game that day, we all kind of hung out, went over to his crib and was just hanging out. And he kind of showed me what he was doing, how he was doing it. And I was just super excited for him, man. Like, they're amazing together. It's dope to kind of see their love and how they kind of gel together. So I'm just super excited for him.
I'm just saying, I don't think she's going to be like the Taylor Swift that the Word of Chiefs last year. But since Josh got engaged, 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, no turnovers, 0 sacks the last 3 games since their engagement. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Love is good. Love is good.
Yeah, love is a strong drug. I'd tell you that.
More of it. But before we let you go, I just think it's so cool. I didn't realize this until right before the show that you lived in Japan for 6 years, right?
Yep.
And so we're seeing the NFL grow and play different games in different countries, tons of international games every year. Obviously a long flight from Buffalo, but how would you feel about playing an NFL game in Japan?
I guess it would determine, where it would be we playing in Japan. Like, I lived in Okinawa, Japan. That's where my football career started. I think one of my dad's fellow Marines started the league, and I was 7 years old and honestly did not want to put on a helmet and pads, but my dad, made me go out there, and I think I cried like my whole first season because I was just scared of getting hit. But it would be dope to play there again. I've been meaning to go back there and just kind of go back to the field where I first put pads on and started playing at 7 years old, and all the different, all the fields were on different American bases. So like we go to different American bases and play on certain fields. And I just want to go back and like stand on the middle of all those fields, just kind of where it all began. But it will be dope to play there.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, Khalil, thank you so much for all your time. We know you're in the middle of the week here prepping for Sunday, so thanks for that. Good luck this postseason. Stay healthy. Enjoy every moment. Stay focused day to day. Thanks for joining Scoop City.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for tuning into Scoop City. If you want to hear more, make sure you like and subscribe. We drop our new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.